Welcome to Focus on Liberia. We are broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm Anthony here with my partner, Dennis Jah. It's Saturday is the continuation of our 2023, that is 2023 possible debate for presidential candidates. Welcome, hit that share button. Let's get this started. What we're trying to accomplish in this series of debate debate series is that we know there are candidates who will run for 2023 in the presidential elections. And of course, President George Weah is the incumbent, and for sure we are aware he will be running again. But Joseph Boakai is one of those possible candidates for 2023. So is Elizana Benedict Cummings. In our previous debate, we have a representative of Elizana Benedict Cummings debating a representative of George Weah. In other words, we have somebody who supports President George Weah today in studio, and we were hoping to have somebody supporting Joseph Boakai in continuation of the debate. Unfortunately, we did not get somebody from the Unity Party. We did everything humanly possible to get somebody from them. But at this time, it's safe for me to say, well, maybe they don't have it, or for other reasons, they could not come. But somebody from the CDC is here to represent President George Weah in this continuation of our debate series for 2023 presidential candidates. My partner Dennis Jah is set, and I will turn things over to him in continuation of this series. Dennis, let's do this.
We want to welcome all of our viewers from across the globe. This is Focus on Liberia. And again, as Anthony said, we are broadcasting from beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. Tonight's debate is between President George Weah and former Vice President Joseph Boakai. President Weah is represented by the head of the CDC USA Women's Wing, Mrs. Constance G. Swen-Duopo. She's here representing President Weah to make the case why President George Weah should be elected for the second term. Representing the Unity Party, representing VP Joseph Boakai, we have Konando. That is an imaginary because the Unity Party, we couldn't get a representative. At first, they wanted a representative from CDC USA to debate. We found that representative, and then they moved the goalpost. So no one monkey is going to stop the show. We got to get this ball rolling. Mrs. Constance G. Duopo, welcome to Focus on Liberia.
Thank you very much, Anthony and Mr. Jah. I just want to use this time to say thank you for all that you do for the Liberian people. Sometimes I know you come hard on, on my government, on our government, but hey, you are doing a great job. And for those of you listening today, if you don't know me, I would just like to introduce myself to you. I am Constance G. Swen-Duopo. I am a pro and hardcore sedition. But I also know the truth. I stand for the truth. I don't bend anything. But I'm here to tell the Liberian people abroad and in Liberia that President George Weah indeed is the best candidate come 2023. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for inviting us in your home. We are here to discuss the issue. Nothing personal. We just here, we talk, we give the facts, we give the statistics, we give the information, and you go and judge. So thank you for having me, and I'm here to blow the horn for my party and my candidate.
Thank you so much. So we're going to be going through the debate tonight. And because we don't have a representative from the Unity Party, we will raise the issues, and we're going to represent Konando, that's imaginary UP supporter who is going to represent the UP Unity Party. And here are the issues we're going to discuss. Number one is electability and fitness for the job. In the case of President Weah, is fitness or electability for a second term. Then we go into accomplishments. What's the track record? After we settle that, we're going to go into the vision for the country from some key sectors: education, economy, infrastructure, security, and a few more that may come to mind. Then last but not the least, we look at the question of integrity, accountability, and judgment. Again, this is the presidential debate, VP Boakai versus President Weah. Anthony, let's do it.
Let's do it. And then the stage is set for this debate between President George Weah and Vice President or former Vice President Joseph Boakai. Konando is representing Joseph Boakai because the United Party, as big as they claim to be, could not send a representative. All our effort, then they said enough. But I'm just not happy with this behavior from a party that would not send a representative, but just to give us the runaround. But Konando is imaginary. Constant Duopo is here, a supporter of President George Weah for the 2023 election, is here to make the case for George Weah. We'll throw everything at her, and we will see if we can have a debate on that. Then let's get started. Mr. Constant Duopo, before we get started, we want you to give your opening statement. Why you think George Weah deserves another term, given what we know so far?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Ja and Mr. Anthony. I would really like to take this time because this is an opportunity for us to make our case on behalf of our president, Mr. George Weah. And I would like to say to the Liberian people that everything that we see in Liberia happening, everything that we hear is not the president's issue. I think we as a people, we as Liberians have the Liberian issue, people problem. The president has done and the president continues to do what he can do to improve the lives of Liberian people. What we need to understand is that life takes time. It is a process. Development is a process. And to change the situation in Liberia is not going to be like we wake up one day and everything. You have to change the people behavior, their mindset, the way they view things, what people expect of the government, and what is the government expectation of its people. I think that's where the problem is lacking. The people are expecting so much from the government, but they are not even holding themselves responsible. So I think today I'm here to make the case that President George Weah has the country at heart. He believes in the decentralization of the country. He believes that the land should be redistributed. People should own, not people that bought things or took away property from people. The pro agenda is the right way forward to take Liberians out of poverty. How? By empowering Liberian people. That's one. You look at the education system. We have people.
We'll get to that. We just wanted to get your opening statement. Why you think President Weah deserves re-election?
Because he has the vision. He's a visionary. He has the means. He has the will of the people. He's able to implement his projects. That is why I think President Weah deserves the second chance, because we do not want anybody to hijack what he began already and to throw us back. So President Weah going back for the second term will ensure that we got all our roads paved in Liberia, if not all, at least 60 kilometers or more, maybe 75% of the country. And inviting or bringing in, electing another president who will come with his own or her own agenda will throw Liberia backward, because we saw 12 years of the past regime, nothing they did but looted the entire country. So President Weah deserves a second term.
Thank you. What we are hearing from Konando,
Then there's a terrible feedback, so maybe you should make adjustment there. I'm sorry that we are getting that. It's not looking good.
So mute your phone, mute yourself as I talk. Then probably we won't have that. But on behalf of Konando is saying President of VP Boakai has the experience over almost 40 years in government. He's been vice president before. His experience, he's older, he's calm and understand things better. And that's why Konado is saying he will be the best fit, the steady hands to be president come 2023.
Oh, Mr. Ja, I understand. I respect older people. I respect age because I know age comes with wisdom. But in this case, I believe that if they, even for the Liberia or the Unity Party to even be thinking or bringing former Vice President Joseph Boakai 2023, I think that is injustice to the Liberian people. We saw this man who said he was packed in the garage for 12 consecutive years. He could not speak, he could not do anything. He was the former agriculture minister during the Dole region. I didn't see anything he did. That is a really injustice to the Liberian people to say that the Unity Party cannot even search within the camp to find a visionary person to put forth before the Liberian people, but we think that they can bring up our old card that was fought to the Liberian people to re-elect. I deem it is something unrealistic at this
Ladies and
time.
gentlemen, if you just joining us, this is Focus on Liberia. We have presidential debate 2023 between President George Manneh Weah and former Vice President Joseph Newman Boakai. President Weah is represented by Constant G. Swendwopo, and former VP Boakai is represented by Conan Doe because Unity Party USA, we couldn't find anyone to debate tonight. Anthony, let's get going.
Talking about let's get going, Mr. Duopo, in your opening statement, you said one of the reasons President Weah deserves re-election is the fact that he has Liberia at heart. It's vague. What does it mean? I mean, they have said that about every leader there has been, but we know how Liberia is. We are not proud of our country in terms of development. So having Liberia at heart does not amount to anything. What do you think?
Okay. First of all, let me make this correction. I am very proud of Liberia, where Liberia is in President Weah took office. I can tell you that. I am very, very proud. Why it is true that everything is not glamorous, everything is not like 100% that we would expect. What President Weah has done more than any other president in Liberia in terms of the development, in terms of press freedom, in terms of engaging the citizen, in terms of being truthful to the Liberian people.
Okay.
President Weah,
Mrs. Duopo.
let me unpack this. Let me unpack this. President Weah, before he even ascended to the presidency, President Weah was one Liberian citizen who came on the international scene and never forgot Liberia. He was always in and out of Liberia. Yes.
Before you go on, we'll go into each of those issues. But when you say President Weah got Liberia at heart, what does that mean? Let's define the term before we move forward.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. In the layman terms, in the Liberian men, for them to understand, meaning that President Weah puts the Liberian agenda first before his personal agenda. President Weah sees Liberia as his own. That's where he's from. He doesn't believe that he can live another place and not Liberia. President Weah is someone who believes that if he has to develop anywhere, he got to be Liberia. That is why that's why I'm referring to as he has Liberia at heart. He got the Liberian people. If you see President Weah government, you see a lot of people complain. President Weah government is so inclusive of opposition than even the ruling party, the winning party, because he wants to maintain that peace. He believes that every Liberian belongs in Liberia and everybody has to form part and parcel of the government. That should tell you that this is a leader who believes in the country, not a leader who is there to break and loot the country, not a leader who believes that he can be, just build wealth out of the country and then just use the country as a bank. No. President Weah live in Liberia. He's always there. President Weah listen to his people. He might be someone who other people, and we all have our way of leadership. People will not understand, but we got to respect our leaders, and we got to understand that people lead in different ways. And all we are focused on is the end result, taking Liberia on the top, infrastructure development, agriculture, pushing the Popo agenda, taking Liberian out of poverty.
Thank you. Our first segment is on electability and fitness for the job. Mr. Sear.
So let's come to electability, suitability, electability and fitness for the job. President Weah, people are arguing that his electability continued to dwindle because many years back, whenever President Weah raised somebody's hand, that person will win. But when President Weah raised John J. Weah's hand, he didn't win. When President Weah raised Paulita Weah's hand, she did not win. And then Thomas Fowler, he did not win. Former, I think, Deputy Speaker Ellis Tyler, he did not win. And President Weah did everything to win Monserrado County 2 times, and Darrell Dillon flogged the CDC and President Weah. So when it comes to electability, people are saying President Weah has lost that electability that was in his corner. What do you say to that?
I would say right now that I disagree with that analysis. That because President Weah raised people's hands and they did not win, in the past the people won and now they did not win, meaning that he's not electable. No, I disagree, and that analysis is not doing justice to the Liberian people. First of all, people have to have their own identity. This is where Liberian people are maturing every day after the war. People are not going to elect individuals only because of President Weah. Liberian will elect you based on what you are able to put forth on the issues. That's where what election should be about. Election should not be about who raised their hand, who didn't raise their hands. So the Liberian people, our democracy is growing. Our democracy is maturing. That's all it says. It doesn't say anything in there that President Weah is not electable. No. All it says that if you are a true political scientist, you will know that you will begin to say, I am proud of my people, I am proud. But again, we also got to understand the hands that are playing in the path, the hands that are staring in the path. People feel always have sympathy towards opposition. 1 second. Oh my God.
Take your time. Take your time. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me do this.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, this is Focus on Liberia. We are on the subject line, electability and fitness for the job, President Weah versus former Vice President Joseph Newman Boakai. For Konando, what Konando is saying that, again, VP Boakai is more electable because in the country, because of the hardship and the pinch people are feeling, people feel that President VP Boakai will be a better person. People are looking for solutions now. They are looking for answers. You know, Liberia always look for Messiah. And they see that in Vice President Joseph Newman Boakai, that he's been in there for 12 years as Vice President. He has seen it all. And people are comparing the Weah presidency with former President Sirleaf, and they think that the country was better off under President Sirleaf than President Weah. And so Joseph Newman Boakai is riding on that and saying, and Konando is saying, Joseph Newman Boakai is more electable.
Saying before I decided to plug my computer. Oh, because President, people have to find their own identity. The fact that people will always want to rely on other people is not a way forward. President Weah lifting or Polito hands or the other Weah hand or Thomas Farah and did not get elected, it's not because of President Weah. It's because our democracy is maturing. It's because people are able to speak. People know that they have power in their voices. When they speak, something will happen. And those that are able to push their case will be the one elected. But mind you, Liberian people need to be careful. The issue in Liberia is not the president's issue. The people themselves have issue. And that is where education is important. We need to educate our people. We need to explain to them that to every action, so when you make decision, the consequences you have to follow it and you have to bear patience. So because you elected President Weah, you think things will just change overnight. It doesn't work that way. It's a process. Even in the great United States, over and over, people are changing policy. People are improving on things. But the Liberian man, because Ellen was there, she had rocketed salaries, and the basic need of the other people were not met. People feel that it was okay. Wrong is wrong. Two wrongs cannot make a right. So again, I disagree. President Weah will be re-elected. Once we can make the case, if we stay on a path that we are on, President Weah continue to construct the rules. President Weah continue to try to improve the lives of Liberian people. Joseph Boakai is, the opposition, I would say, they do not have the answer to the Liberian people at this time. They don't
Thank
have
you.
it.
Thank you so very much. Again, folks in cyberspace, you are watching Focus on Liberia. This is our debate series for 2023 possible presidential candidates. In this one, this is Joseph Yimam Boakai versus George Weah. President George Weah is being represented by Constant Duopo, who is an executive of the CDC. Mr. Duopo, let us come to the other factor of fitness for the job. I know when we talk about physical fitness, we know President Weah is physically fit, but we are talking about administrative fitness, understanding, what is required and doing it in order for the lives of the people to be improved. Konando, who is your imaginary debater here, is saying President Weah is not fit for the jobs. He has been there for 3 years now. He has just entered his 4th year. The price of everything in the country, has gone up, and he has not been able to maintain price. Kona is saying just today, she learned that a cup of rice is being sold in Liberia for $100. And she is saying that alone is enough to show that President Weah is not fit. And the only thing President Weah is fit for, according to Konando, is just making music. He made music, he released 3 hit songs in just 1 year. So if it is that fit, then President Weah will pass. But when it comes to the presidency, President Weah is not fit. What do you say to that?
I would say to Kona and her political party or whoever, there is something they call talent within people. We express ourselves in so many ways. Even the former president of the United States were always going to play golf. Even when Obama was president, he was always going to play his basketball. Michelle Obama was always on her run. So we all have our talent, and we have our leisure time, and we decide what we want to do with our time, besides being and leaders of a political party or leaders of our country. To step back, one step backward, President Weah has done more than anybody in the Republic of Liberia, any president. People are talking about cup of rice. What are the manufacturing companies when Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was giving all the money, all the support around the world, when she increased lawmakers' salary to $10,000, let me see the one manufacturing company that she took to Liberia. Let me see how she tried to produce cassava to make flour when she had all that money. Remember, the health care, the health sector, when Ellen was president of the Republic of Liberia, they had almost $11 million going to them. When President Weah took over, everything was taken away. He had to take on almost 2,000 healthcare workers that he had to add in the budget. Who did it? President Weah. So Liberian people need to understand that our way forward is not based on today. You can get a cup of rice for 25 cents. It's the Liberian people, we ourselves, we need to roll our sleeves. Like you, Anthony and Mr. Cha, you plan if you want to purchase anything in the United States. You work hard, you set your budget, you plan. And President Weah will not change everybody's lives at the same time. We all have to do it collectively as a nation. We all have to see the vision. We all have to buy into the vision. So he is competent. He is the most competent president that we ever had. We're not talking about education. We're not talking about people just having degree and they are a bunch of rogues and criminals. President Weah, people may say what they want to say because people like quick fix. Liberia issue is not a quick fix. If a quick fix could solve that problem, the 1980 coup would have solved our problem. It would have solved our problem. We will not be talking about food production in Liberia. If quick fix could help us, when Charles Taylor came and said, I will bring the market down, that quick fix, when everybody was waiting for Charles Taylor, when people were around the radio, BBC listening, when Rebel will hit. So quick fix will not fix it. My appeal to the Liberian people, to the opposition, to my brothers and sisters is that we need to understand that in order for Liberia to leave from that impoverished state that we are, that the president is working on, we all need to support this proposed agenda. We all need to get involved with agriculture instead of just always waiting for handouts who invited for President Weah to inaugural board. Are you killing me? Is that important? Is that important? So President Weah is electable, and I can tell you, Liberian people, we will make our case to them. We will send the president to them so that they will understand that you can, even if you brought Jesus Christ today, if the people mindset are not changed, if people believe that stealing is a normal way of life, if people in the country believe that lying is a normal way of life, you cannot change anything because the president will not go in the market or go in the second grade class where a second grade teacher is asking second grade students to give a birthday present. The president will not do it. We need civic education. And that's why the Liberian people, CDC is moving forward.
Thank you. That leads on to our next top subject line, which is accomplishment and track records. So we want to talk about the accomplishment of President Weah and also VP Boakai for the last 3 years under President Weah. We see that, as Anthony said earlier, prices are up. What the PAPD set forth to do, it has not been accomplished. The jobs that it was supposed to create. So let's look at track record and accomplishment of President Weah, for which the Liberian people should give him a second term.
I can go on and on, but I will tell you about the land rights act to secure an ancestral land, the wire fee, the University of Liberia. Now you're not passing around with flying papers. People are registering. They're using the e-portal system. The construction of the country's first military hospital. The first president to build the Mali National Port Authority headquarters. And the roads project are going on. Just few. I understand we are focused on it. People are focusing on the high prices. But remember, in order to reduce your prices, you need to turn your natural resources into finished products. Okay? And this is a project. If the people in 160 years could not do it, are you people telling me that President Weah will build manufacturing company factories in Liberia within 2-3 years? It's a process. It's coming. Deals and things are being worked out behind. What people want to see, investor wants to see. Even we that in the diaspora as Liberian, are we coming together to put our money in one part to take investment to Liberia? No. All we are doing, we denigrating the government. We are, I mean, discouraging everybody from traveling to Liberia. But you know what? I see the resiliences in Liberian people. I see Liberian people how they love their country. All we need is that industrial mindset. We need to be visionary. We need to learn to work together. You down there, you and Anthony are partnering together. You think you can put 100 people together, you can put $1,000 together and go start your cassava farm in Liberia, you will be employing a lot of people. The government cannot do it. All our natural resources down there, the raw material, people took it out of the country. If people who claim now Joseph Boakai, he worked with Eddie Johnson Sally, we see the international community gave her all these awards because the West want to keep you down. I don't have problem with the West, but African people also need to realize that you got to look at what your people need and don't just focus on what the West will tell you. You got to speak for your people. All those awards they gave her, did the Liberian people living standard change? The regular Liberian people? No, only she and her family and her government officials. So the president has the country back. The president, it has to be done collectively. We that live out of Liberia, we need to learn to work together. If 10 or 20% can go and open a business in Liberia, you will employ at least 3. If you employ 3 Liberian people, you supporting more than 10 families in Liberia. Ghana that is fast growing. It's not the international people alone. Ghanaians that live abroad, they are the ones you see all those skyscraper, all those buildings they put in, the real estate. Ghanaians in America, Australia, Britain, they are putting money together, and all the government is doing, giving them, supporting them by providing land, identifying business opportunity. But if we stay in the West and we continue to say all the negative things about our country, we are not even trying. Liberia will not go nowhere. We can even eat life. Jesus Christ, the people, the Bible says, because of lack of knowledge, lack of vision, the people will perish. The people problem is not government problem. Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Focus on Liberia. This is a debate between President George Weah and former Vice President Joseph Boakai. George Weah is being represented by Constant Duopo. Focus on Liberia reached out to United Party, and United Party did not give her anybody despite all of the efforts that we have made. So somebody called Konando, who is imaginary, is representing Joseph Boakai. Now, then this is Kolando rebuttal to what Constant just said. Constant, you just listed the accomplishment and track record of President Weah. You know, I don't believe you actually did justice to the particular segment. You know, you left the whole topic and you went to something different. Let me tell you, saying you are afraid of the real accomplishment of President George Weah. Let me list them for you, Konando. Passport scandal is one of the accomplishments of President George Weah. A 419 Gold Star airline that was launched and supposed to start operation this gone October. We have not seen a single plane in the air. And another accomplishment by President George Weah is the fact that Liberia could not pay a bill to the African Union. Liberia was, reduced to a floor member. All right. And then another accomplishment is that, the electricity that was promised. Now, seditians continue to celebrate light pole here and there, but we know what's happening anytime the light comes up in the next few months, days, it goes up. Another accomplishment of the president is, the death of auditors, the death of Zeno Miller, and then another accomplishment is that the construction of the 2,000 housing unit that they promised the West Pointers, that has not happened. I mean, maybe you should consider that as an accomplishment. So when we're talking about accomplishment and track record, President George Weah does not have anything to talk about. Maybe you should listen to Mumba Molu from that audio tape. It will help you.
And talking about track record, hold on, Custom. We have few more track records from Konado saying one of the accomplishments of President Weah is Wambo Diki, whom he continued to stuff down the throat of Liberian. Another track record accomplishment is the liquidity issue in the bank. No money is there. Another track record is the zombie dance, Woki Woki, and
Liar Man.
Liar Man.
Very much. Thank you very much. And you know, it just gives me joy when I hear people talking, but because you are actually promoting him, he's talented, he can dance, he can sing, he can play soccer, and now he's the President of the Republic of Liberia. But I would take them one step at a time. Oh, Mr. Anthony said, you said Conan Doe said, oh, the first issue, let me go back. Oh, what was it? The construction. I want to go back. If you just list them one at a time, then I will address it. Oh, this president, President George Weah. I can hear you, Anthony. You saying something, Anthony?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. No, you wanted me to.
Yeah, just give
to
me
remind you, and I said,
but
the passport scandal and then the airline. I mean, we have never seen it.
So the passport scanner, I don't know how this would be the president's fault. This is why I say we do not have leadership problem in Liberia, but we have people's problem. If you have a country, and I can't speak legally to that passport issue because I do not know, you know, the man has to be taken to court. But here I say, if you have a country where people believe that if you see is normal and if you don't, because if you talk about the passport standard, that's not the president's job. The man who was the passport director should be here accountable. And whosoever that were involved in that whole thing should be brought to justice. And that's not the president's role. The president got the people that he appointed are supposed to do the job. If people are not doing the job, I don't see where people will come and say they blame the president. The citizens should be able to speak to those issues. The citizens should be able to demand their leaders to come and address these issues. So that's not the president issue. And what was the next thing again? There are what?
Just say what you remember. We got to go to the next segment.
Yes. So, Anthony and Mr. Ja, I will say to Conan Doe, you are only pointing out issues that are being raised, but you cannot prove them as a fact. You talk about the building in West Point that they promised the people. Yes, you make promises. You got to raise the money. You got to make sure you got everything in place. You got to have a plan before you implement it. So if you have not implemented that plan, it doesn't mean that you failed. That's not a failure. You have the plan, but you have to work your plan. So when the government is in the process of working the plan and trying to raise money, you do not consider it failure. You do not expect the government to start constructing buildings and they start falling apart. We have to build Liberia in the real proper way. We shouldn't rush. If we did not rush from 170 years, President Weah will not be the one that people will rush to the river and say, you got to do this, you got to do this. He is doing it. That's not a failure. You do not say because someone has not implemented or plan, count that as a failure. You as an individual have so many plans that you are working on, even in your personal life. If you have not accomplished that, it doesn't mean you have failed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's go to, if you have a rebuttal for Conan Doe. Conan is saying the accomplishment of VP Boakai is, first of all, is squeaky clean with no scandal. For all the over 40 years in government, you don't hear of any scandal. You don't hear of corruption. You don't hear of him bullying anyone. He's a steady hand. He works with other people. He has traveled the world. He's educated from agriculture and you name it. VP Boakai has been a steady person, and he's the one that people can trust to bring the country together, because he has demonstrated that when he worked for President Salif as vice president. Your rebuttal.
The former vice president, I would say his accomplishment is to sleep in public gathering when they are attending international media. I'm sorry to say I'm not being disrespectful, but I'm just saying United Party need to get there. They act together. They allow Eddie Johnson to hijack the party and destroy it. And here they are trying to bring someone who Eddie Johnson parked in the garage, as he said. He has no accomplishment. I'm sorry to say. How many person has he employed? What an industrial company that he took to Lofa County. He was the agriculture minister during the Dole regime. He was with Eddie Johnson when he had rocketed salary. All the money that went into Liberia, the international community, what did they do? JFK, they left JFK like that. He has nothing to show to the Liberian people that he's eligible. Number one, people can elect him. You do not take anybody who sleep at public meetings to be your president. That's one thing. Maybe that's one of the reasons why Eddie parking in the garage. In fact, because he was not paying attention to nothing. So she had the opportunity to steal all the money, squander, and loot the whole country while he was busy sleeping. So United Party, I would say United Party really need to think about what they got to do. President Weah will be re-elected. This is politics, it's about number, and we remain steadfast behind. We remain steadfast in sedition. All we have to do, Liberian people, it's not about sedition, but Liberian people need to really put on the thinking cap and say, what has the horrible changing regime done to Liberia? What has it done to Liberia? What has it done to Liberia? Once you have a president, people will not support the president. Instead, they will start to regroup and try to dismantle that administration and bring in. We need to think as a people. As a people, we need to think about it. It's a people problem. It's not our leaders' problem at this point in time. That's my.
Conan Doe has a final rebuttal here. And again, Conan Doe is saying, here is Madam Constant Doe doing the usual thing sedition would do, make excuses for President Weah on his responsibilities. Dennis Jad told you about Wamudike. It's the President Weah who appointed Wamudike. This man is a fake Nigerian. President Weah, even people within his party, and I believe you, Constant, have even called on President Weah to let this man take the exit door, but President Weah will not do it. It can't be Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai would never, appoint somebody who is a fake Nigerian and got, criminal record. That's one. And so when Conan Doe raised the issue about, President Weah's accomplishment, here's the thing. If we want to talk about real accomplishment, maybe that the mansions that President Weah have built, his condominium, the private jet, these are the things that are his real accomplishment. To be talking about roads, I mean, only those community will know about. The other road projects, those are projects that were started by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and Ambassador Joseph Boakai. So President Weah has, you talk about the ministerial complex, you talk about the airport. Those are projects that were started by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Even you're talking about the Fishtown Harper road that President Weah is boasting about. Even if you come to the LPRC or building the Redemption Hospital, all these projects, where Evision and Brad Tobias, the funds were raised by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and Joseph Boakai. So President Weah is only benefiting from what the Unity Party, under the dynamic leadership of Ambassador Joseph Boakai, secure. And so President Weah has no accomplishment other than liar man, and his mansion.
Take you back. If you are seeing President Weah is continuing what Eddie started, it tells you about the kind of person he is. Government is continuity. Eddie Johnson did not continue those legacy. She told the Liberian people, break like Monrovia down, destroy it, I will build it in 10 or whatever days. Did she rebuild Liberia? No. In fact, the defense ministry that the Liberian people high money the Israeli build. What did Ellen Johnson do with that? She broke it down to build a ministerial complex. So it tells you that George Weah is a peaceful, he's a humble person. He has a lot, he has accomplished a lot more than the people you are talking about. Those people brought tears to the Liberian people. Ellen Johnson made the rape women, they destroyed children. How many millions or thousands of Liberians were killed only because she wanted to become president, and she did nothing, enrich herself and her generation. She did nothing for Liberia. President Weah is there rebuilding Liberia. She told people on BBC that they must destroy Monrovia. She was going to rebuild it. Did she rebuild it? No, she rebuilt her wealth. So I'm here to disagree with Kona in the Unity Party. Joseph Boakai will not be elected president of the Republic of Liberia. Never. Never. Never belongs to God, but I don't think he can be. He can be president of the Republic of Liberia. He doesn't even have the energy.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Duopo. Let's go to the vision now. We are in President Weah's first term, almost going into his fourth year. What do you see come 2023 when the Liberian people gave President Weah the opportunity of being a second-term president? What are his visions? What is his vision when it comes to education, the economy, infrastructure development, law and order, and the rule of law and security?
To make Liberia a home for all, safe for all citizens. Education is number one priority for the president. But again, as I said, we need to educate our people. We need to really educate our people. The citizens need our education. You have the issue of bribery in Liberia, that the president will not leave from one school to another. The president will to ensure that Liberia, before he leaves office after his 12 years, the illiteracy rate would have dropped. There will be more people that can read and write than it is now. When it comes to security, the president is working on that Liberia will remain a safe haven for all. And you can attest to that. Now, even in the West, you got murders that are taking place day and night, even family members. So because one incident or two incidents happen in a country doesn't mean the country is not safe. We can do a better job. We can hear this president. We can disagree with it, the way he's leading. Am I saying that the president is 100% right? No. We all have our flaws and stuff like that. But the president, this administration is doing what is right in all his weak ways. But I think people are only focusing on the little thing. In America, how many people get killed in the daytime? How many people? How many persons can you count? So it's not something unusual. I think what we need to talk about is how can we improve on these policies and these systems that we have in place. Come 2023, when the president is re-elected, the president will be talking to the Liberian people how we can grow more food as Liberians, how we can grow more pepper so that we will not be importing pepper from Guinea. And that's what is happening now. A lot of people are going back to the soil, getting involved in farming. And the Liberian people will do themselves good. We will do ourselves good if we re-elect President Weah, because President Weah has the vision, President Weah has the means, President Weah is taking the country in the right direction.
Mrs. Duopo, let's look at education. Quite recently, the president visited some schools in Monrovia, some would say in his nose, and we saw that even Tottenham High, the schools are deplorable. I don't want to talk about Southtown or my hometown of Dudwicken, how the school looks. Paying WIAC fees or paying announcing free college without the funds to support that, I don't think that help education much. The standard is still declining. So tell me, apart from the broken infrastructure we see and paying tuition, making colleges, public university tuition free without paying for them, talked to my friend in at the Tubman University in Maryland. He's crying because there's no money. So where is the president's vision when it comes to education, and always where is that proven in the national budget?
Okay, thank you very much. That's a good point you just raised, and I will address that. Okay, when it comes to education, you said the president visited. The president left his comfort to go because he said there was more that he needed to be done, So he went there out of his own will to see. And again, I will bring it back. As Liberian, even as me as a Liberian and as a citizen, I will say if I had the opportunity, the education ministry need to do more, not the president, because you are appointed as the minister. You should be able to make your case when the people are preparing the budget. You should be able to come out to sit with the president, go and meet him, meet the minister of finance, and be able to make your case. You should love your career. If you are appointed as the education minister, you are heading that whole department of the country. I understand the president went there, but I think that falls within the hands and the preview of the Minister of Education. They should be able, the Minister of Education, based on the president's dream and vision, should design a plan that he will present. The way we will tackle electricity in Liberia, the way forward to improve the school, I think that falls within the hands of the Minister of Education. And the budget, the Minister of Education should be working hand in hand with the minister, making the case why he thinks we should put more money in education. And do I have a concern? Yes, I have a concern the way the education system is going in Liberia. But are we making progress? Yes. But I think more needs to be done. More education, and we need to be more patriotic. Because if you love your country, I don't think you can destroy the younger ones. I don't think as a teacher you will go in that field, not because of only the money, but you will go there because you love that field and you want to see Liberia better. So yes, I have concern, but again, the president, that role, it should be the Ministry of Education doing more. Those that the president gave the opportunity to serve Liberian people, I think we should be questioning them more than just talking to the president. And I think that's where the Liberian people got it wrong.
Let's look at the vision for the economy.
The goal of the president is to empower more Liberians, to make more Liberian millionaires, billionaires, not from stealing, but for Liberians to participate in their own economy by agriculture, through agriculture, infrastructure development, the tourism, so name a lot of things. But what are Liberians doing beside the government? The government cannot hire everybody. The government cannot be the only employer. So we Liberians have to work with the government. We have to form partnership. The goal of this government, the goal of the president is to make sure by 2027 or 28, there will be more Liberians that will be employer instead of just employees of other people. That Liberians will invest in their own economy. And until we, the citizens, can begin to see ourselves in that direction and not rely on the government, Liberia will make more progress, immense progress.
Rebuttal from Conan Doe, who you are debating, and also Imaginary. Conan is saying, there you go again, continuing to make excuses for the president. On education, the question is, who appointed the education minister? The answer is President Weah. The question also is, the education ministry is under which branch of government? It's under the executive branch of government. Who is the head of the executive branch of government? It is the president. So the president is the one who is running the education ministry through his appointee, someone he sent there to be his eyes and ears. So if anything is going wrong at the Ministry of Education, and for you, Madam Duopo, to say we should hold the education minister responsible, it is like giving or making excuses for the president who trusted this man that he will be there to do well in promoting education and making sure that our schools are in conditions that will make the children of Liberia to learn better. So again, you have just made a big excuse there for the president, and the president is responsible for the way our schools are looking today. And when it comes to the economy, right now, Liberians are not even on the field. President Weah said that Liberians were not going to be spectators in their own economy, but we're not even on the field. Many of them, they are at the water side. They're waiting for the king that will come to take them to the field. Unfortunately, someone took the canoe away, so they're not even hearing the noise at the field. So when it comes to the economy, again, President, we are calling to your own proper agenda. You are going to create 1 million jobs. There's no record to our knowledge anywhere that you can show us that President Weah was able to at least create 200 jobs. There's no record. The only jobs President Weah has created has been to appoint his bullies, his friends, and they're all in government, and that is all what they do. Now, on security, the death of the auditors, the 3 boys that's missing, these are President Weah accomplishments when it comes to security.
To that, oh, Anthony, you talk about a whole country. I sympathize with the people that lost their relatives, and I respect them. No one should die in that manner, but we know death is also the process of life. We know how we come in the world, but we don't know how we're going to exit. So that's another thing. But if you are talking about a whole country and you have 3 or 6 deaths that are suspicious, don't you think there could be more people that will be dying? But because of the security and everything that is in place, that is why it has been minimized. But people are only focusing on that fragment of what happened. You talk about the education minister. Here, Anthony, if you are given the tax, even if you are director or at your job, if you are super, just a regular person on the team, is a teamwork. Not because you are appointed, so the president has to do your job. And remember, the money that was coming in our country before presidents reacting, look at the school building. Let me see the one school that Ellen Johnson built, or that she renovated while she was president. So you're talking about president, the number, the manner in which all the school buildings, the way they look. Now, you think it just happened in the past 3 years? No. It been there, they receive money, they ate that money. When you see someone, the $10 million project. So, Anthony, what I'm trying to say here tonight is that we as Liberians, if you appoint someone, even you in your home, if you have your son or daughter who is the older, you give responsibility. You don't just micromanage people. And I think that was one of the reasons why the president decided to go and check to see whether people are doing their work. So yes, the president has the responsibility he appointed, but the education minister should be the one crafting and having the design, the policy, the things that he thinks he will do to change the educational system in Liberia. That's his area. That's what the president appointed him. He got his team. They're supposed to come together and craft and present a plan to the president to say, this is what we're trying to do. We need this number, the amount of money, and be able to defend the budget and see. But you can't just say because the president appointed him, so the president can be all over and be doing the job. No, I disagree with you. I disagree with you on that.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll read few comments. We'll read few comments, and then we have our phone lines open, and the people we really want to call are the people who will represent VP Boakai and raise the side for VP or make the case why VP should be given the chance to lead the country. Few comments here. Isaac say Zaglo, who is a sedition or a supporter of government, say Mrs. Duopo is providing clear understanding of the situation in Liberia. Rakash D. Duita, the president is the head. Remember that if he really wants to live a proper life, he will cut his huge budget and transfer some of that money into education. He is blind to how public schools are being run. Dr. George Gwampu, this woman may be a graduate of Trump University. She is an expert deflecting blames to previous regimes and the cabinet minister. In her eyes, Weah is the most competent. My younger son, Sammy, the president himself is we don't want to use that word. Where is the salary deduction going? The president is not a criminal. We don't want to go that route. Karen Kennedy, the sedition are very right. We did it to ourselves. 2023 coming. This. Go ahead, Mr. C. You want to say something?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Vincent P. Kia, it is not Conan, but you've been opposition since President Weah became president. People are having issue with the position of Conan. This is the format that has been communicated that we have only one debater from the CDC side. So the moderator, so we have an imaginary debater called Conan Doe. And as moderator, as seasoned moderator, we're going to raise the issue on the other side, get used to it. Cutting edge.
Sorry, Dennis. Let me read this one. Yeah, you go for that one.
Moderators, I think you are representing the opposition. We do not see Conan's statement. Are you making up for Conan? Yes, we are.
Let me read this one from Professor Isaac Zaulo. The president has created 1,000 jobs. Please send all the statistics, Professor Zaulo. This one, okay, go ahead.
What has Conan done as an opposition to better the lives of the Liberian people?
Conan was never elected. Abu Shari, how will they be on the field when you guys don't follow the development in the country?
And that's when you said that when Conan said, the president said we were not going to be spectators, but we are not even on the field. Vincent Kia said, Anthony Sia, he wants to say, Vincent, first, I don't take it lightly when people misspell names. The man's name is on the board, Anthony Sia, and you are saying Anthony said. It's a real opposition. Whatever your views are, keep them coming. Cutting Edge says to revamp the fiscal and financial policy of the system, to mitigate the loan system, to give Liberian business the opportunities to develop and grow, to ensure food production and food security and feed ourselves. I think he's talking about the vision of the president. Our friend Sam Wallow say, are the people brought on to represent the candidate during those debates authorized to represent these candidates, or just random people brought on to share personal opinions? Mr. Wallow, by the way, Constance is the chairlady of the women wing of CDC USA. And we asked Unity Party, they couldn't give us someone. First, they promised, they said the only way we're going to debate is if you give us a CDC USA official. When we found a CDC USA official, they said, well, she's representing the women wing, so we're going to find someone from the women wing. We said, fine. They went to the women wing. According to the chairman, Mr. Capet Doyen, said the women wing said they are busy with some projects and cannot do the debate right now. I told them there's just 1 hour. So suspend the project for 1 hour. Say, or give us anyone else. It doesn't have to be a woman. They said, no, you don't take a vice president to debate a cabinet minister. So it got to be woman to woman. So there we are. And as I say again, no one person is going to stop the show. We got to keep things going. Prince Jones, it's my first time hearing someone saying the president should do all the ministers' work. William King, Constant is not a small potato. Well, ladies and gentlemen, keep the comments coming. This will take us to our next segment, which is integrity, accountability, and judgment. And we start with the position of Conan Doe, who believes that VP Boakai has the integrity, he has the judgment, he's slow to speak. He's not the one who will talk because people are pushing him to talk. He's very methodical and very, very diplomatic. He has integrity, he has good judgment. And again, there has been no criminal record, no criminal charge against this man. He's an elderly statesman, and he got better judgment. In fact, when he said in the previous debate, roads, he felt that this was the problem of the country. President Weah did not see that problem. And what is he doing? He's doing roll, which is implementing what VP Boakai was at his heart. So in Conan's view, VP Boakai has integrity, he's accountable, and he has the right judgment. Let's go to Constant.
Thank you, Mr. Jack. Before I address that, I would just step back, one step forward, back and talk about the goal for the economy. And as I said earlier, you do not have investors, you do not have a manufacturing company. The president's goal is to encourage Liberians, is to work out means for us to create more jobs by diversifying the economy through like manufacturing company, through agriculture, and the knowledge and human resource services. And these are things that are being worked out. It's a process. It's not just one day. You can, even to build a factory, you know what it takes. You know what it takes. It takes time. It takes money. So again, I just wanted to clarify that and reinforce that the president is doing this and he's working on that. But the country is not just the president dominating and just doing everything on his own. The president has appointed qualified Liberians, and it is our belief and our expectation that these people will perform their duties to the Liberian people, and we shouldn't keep blaming the president on everything. Thank you, and I will address the integrity issue with the former vice president. If I go back to check the records of the former vice president, nothing personal, nothing personal. I respect elderly and I respect them. But to tell you the truth, the vice president who served under the former president, Ellen Johnson, said he cannot come here and talk about integrity. When he was vice president and Noka was looted by the president's son, and the vice president did not issue one statement. He did not call the Liberian people. He did not say anything. And today he will come and say he's the right person to come and lead the Liberian people. I am very sorry, and unfortunately, that is not true. The president has all it takes to be leader. That is why the president was elected by the Liberian people, and he can be elected and will be elected again come 2023 if the Liberian people do the right thing.
Thank you. We have one caller on the line, and we want to bring in our first caller. Caller, you are live, your name and where you calling from.
Hi, my name is George Gompu, and I've been following the show for a few minutes, and I'm disappointed at...
Hold on, Dr. Gompu. Hold on. Constant, can you hear the caller clearly? All right, go ahead, Dr. Gompu.
Yes, I just want to thank you for the show, but and also to say I'm not calling to defend Vice President Boakai, but I'm disappointed at Madam Dupu and her defense of the Weah administration. I know she has to be political because of her own involvement in the government, but she should try to be a little more objective and honest rather than just doing politics, because I think the audience is smart enough to see through the politics and to see that she's basically fabricating a lot of statements in order to make the administration look great. She says that the country does not have a leadership problem. Instead, the country has a people's problem. Do you hear me?
Yes.
All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves.
Go ahead.
Yeah, she in her defense, she said the country does not have a leadership problem. The country has a people's problem. What does that mean? When did the country start having a people's problem? I mean, didn't Weah see the challenges when he went to the Liberian people and said, I can solve these problems. I can solve these problems. Elect me and your struggle will be reduced. And today, his representative is telling us that the country does not have a leadership problem. It has a people's problem.
Thank you.
So I find this defense to be really disappointing. I don't think she's doing any good. It sounds pretty much like what the CDC operatives were saying prior to December 8th, assuring the government that everything was fine and that December 8th was going to turn out to be great. And I think that's exactly what Madame Duopu is doing. On the issue of the economy and job creation, she emphasized that the CDC pro-poor agenda was emphasizing agriculture. How can she defend agriculture? And at the same time, when you look in the government budget, the agricultural allotment and budgetary appropriation has been reducing.
Thank you.
How can you justify that?
Thank you.
She also talked about tourism. She's talking about tourism. Can you improve tourism when crime is also increasing? And she even justifying the crime by saying that the crime is not as much as it could have been. Well, the thing is, clearly it's true that there are crimes everywhere. But when crimes occur, serious governments take action to arrest, to investigate, to prosecute. But it seems like there is a pattern in Liberia where investigation continues indefinitely without any conclusion, and there is really no arrest consistently in a number of these criminal activities.
Thank you, Dad.
And also, I think she should respond to the issue of the $16 billion.
Thank you.
In the area of the currency, because again, on the one hand, I'm sure she's going to say, well, there is no money missing, just as the Minister of Finance has said. But there's also record that this money was printed. There's record that the money was delivered to the country. At the same time, there is no record of this money being in default. Neither is there any record of the money being delivered to the financial sector.
Thank you, Dr.
So
Gampo.
if the money is not missing, then where is it?
Thank you. We have a couple more callers we want to run through quickly, but thank you for the call, Doc.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Let me bring in our next caller. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
My name is Nancy Jordan. I'm calling from Maryland.
Nancy, you are live. Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to respond to this or the last caller. When he still going around with this 16 billion thing. Why don't you guys do your research? You need to do your research and stop talking about 16 billion. 16 billion were printed during early administration before the President Weah came in. What did they do with that money? What did they do with that money? It was not even 16 billion, just 16 billion, the whole country budget. So why you guys keep going back to something that I know is not true? And let me tell you something. President Weah has done more than any other president in the Republic of Liberia. And deep down in your spirit and in your soul, if you believe in God, you will say the truth. So your corner thing you brought on tonight, and you try to debunk, try to denigrate this president. You're not denigrating George Weah, you're denigrating Liberia. People sit back here. You remember the first time when the president got in power, when the Liberians left from here, the diaspora Liberians left from here, they went to Liberia. And they went to go meet the president. What did the president say? The president told them that, hey, I'm willing to work with you guys. If you guys can come up with some, or you can put something together and come with a company or open a factory, I'm willing to help. I'll bring some investors in to help you guys. And they said, oh, okay, thank you, Mr. President. That'll be a great idea. From the time they left, have any one of you guys who call yourself the money boys, that's, now us who got to work there and that, call yourself the money boys or the money women, the high class people. How many of y'all ever went back to Liberia and said, oh, Mr. President, this is it. For you to have something, this is what we brought Mr. and lay before he. And he said, and he didn't implement that.
Thank you.
People are running up. Parents were not together. They're just talking. And you would talk, and let that bro go dead again. That's what you want. But we're not happy. The real true Liberians were not happy this time around. Because nobody can carry anything to that country. Nobody.
Thank you, Nelson.
Women, we are strong. We love Liberia. We're strong. And we get to anybody who try to destroy Liberia the second time around. Because talking destroy country. And that's what you guys sitting here doing. All the things you said, and you know what President Weah had done. President Weah had built roads on top of roads. Yeah. You talk about and Boakai. Didn't you see that all the agricultural or machines that were sitting in the bushes? Didn't you guys see it? Boakai loves Liberia.
Thank you, Nelson.
The vice president. What did he do? Look at Lofa Road. Look at Lofa Road. Oh, vice president, he called himself. Check that million.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Let me bring in the last caller. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
So my name is Kokwa, commonly known as Cotton Edge. I'm calling from Kansas City, Missouri. Cotton
Edge, you are live. Go ahead.
Let me first of all say thank you to Dennis and my brother and friend Anthony for this wonderful program tonight. Let me also say thank you to the one speaker that appeared on this program. And I also want to say to you guys that my heart is bleeding while the Sulumunio Konado, who is supposed to be in the studio, have been heavily defended by both of you guys as his mouthpiece. I'm disappointed in you people for that.
Okay.
Your program is one of the well-listened to programs to have somebody from a well-known former ruling establishment that cannot appear on the show, but somebody has to be acting as his mouthpiece. I'm disappointed. However, let me say thank you. I'm not a sedition, but I think Liberians, we are making a lot of mistakes here. Everyone that comes on the talk show, probably including myself, all we talk about is the worst thing about the government. Gentlemen, we've been down the same road before. We've been teaching people. We have not been able to, do anything. The only thing I want to take from Constant, thank you, madam. You register the case. The problem in Liberia is our own problems. Unless we can sit together and identify our problems, we will continue to promote people to our choice and we will not go anywhere. Thank you very much, and I hope you will come by again and educate our people. And I hope this time around, a real representative from the opposition will come. I am in opposition, but I'm not a lazy opposition. The opposition only want to do something when they are sitting on the budget table. Let them show us what they can produce. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Constant, your response.
Thank you very much to all the callers, and I would like to throw lights on few things here before I go on to talk and promote my government. I would tell you that Joseph Boakai lacks integrity. Joseph Boakai, presided over all the destruction that took place in Liberia. Joseph Boakai is no innocent person in this matter. Joseph Boakai supported Ellen Johnson Sirleaf throughout. If he decided to be the vice president to run with Ellen Johnson, which means he dismissed the lives and property, the destruction that the woman caused the Liberian people. So he has no integrity. He has no record of anything on file that we can count on to say he is the right person to become the president of the Republic of Liberia come 2023. I like that one. Let me address my dear brother and friend, Dr. Gompo. Dr. Gompo, I wouldn't use the word that you use, that you are disappointed in me. I am sorry that you are, but I can tell you that, this is why most of the Liberian people will always ask that the so-called quote-unquote educated people, what have you guys done? It's not in disrespect that they say it, but the education that we obtain, we do not allow it to work for our people. We only use it in a selfish and minute way when it can benefit us. Yes, Liberian, we have people problem. We do not have leadership problem. Joe was one of the finest leaders, despite his mistake, but he was one of the visionary leaders that we had. What did you people do? People only focus on the little things. As an educated person, as a human, you have to be sensitive. You have to always put yourself in people's shoes. In order to understand the situation, you respond to issue based on the situation. Okay? You talk about leadership. President Weah doesn't lack leadership. He's one of the finest leaders of West Africa that we ever produced. What we lack is Liberian people, our failure to promote one another, our failure to work together, our failure to see obstacles as opportunities, our failure to dream big, our failure to see things. That's what the problem is. The president will not stop a teacher who decides to take the kindergarten student lunch and eat it in class. The president is not going to go there. We need to educate our people that you do not stand before another person and tell lie in someone else's face. You need to have respect. When you stand before me and you tell lie, you need to know that I will question it. But because in Liberia, people see lie as a normal way of life, people lie right in your face. We need civic education. We need to teach our people to be patriotic. Liberia in the diaspora that supporting all the opposition, they will not win. Even if the opposition win an election, we need to focus on how we can put our money in different paths and take investment to our country. And that's what the president wants to do. But because people feel it's not them, he's not a traditional politician, they are going to do all they can to destroy him. You cannot come here and tell me I am doing the same thing, sedition. The thing about sedition, we are committed. And I am rational. Anthony himself, John himself can tell you, I will acknowledge the problem. But to come here and tell me that Liberia was for heaven before President Weah, that's why I would disagree, and I would disagree with you. We were never anything. That belief that we had that we were small American. How can you be small American when you couldn't even feed yourself? When you have all the natural resources, you did not produce, you did not build one manufacturing company to produce car or anything. And you will come here and say you are educated and President Weah has no leadership. You had Trotman, you had Joseph Jenkins Rabble, we have Firestone. How did our natural resources benefit us? How? And I will address that issue to tell you that, you know what? I am someone who can see it and say it. There are so many times I have come on this show and I acknowledge problem. The problem with the brother Bakadusu, I think the president is about time we have spoken about that. The president should take a back, no matter what the relationship is. If the Liberian people keep rejecting him, man, you probably want to put him in a private sector. You probably want to deal with him behind, and not in the public sector. I acknowledge that. But what I'm saying is that you cannot take the Ministry of Health or responsibility and give it to the president. That's not the president's responsibility. If I appoint you as a minister of health, I expect you to design programs. I expect you to come up with ways that we can raise money to support the health sector. If I appoint you as public work minister, I expect you to be able to lobby and go out there. Not only when the president is traveling, the president is doing it in goodwill, but the people that he's appointing, they need to do their job. And we have people problem. We do not have leadership problem. We have people problem because there are always that element of Liberian people who feel that Liberia belongs to them. That's their God-given right to lead the Liberian people. And so if they are not in leadership, they will do all they can. But you know what? I got good news for them. That long gone that days when we all were in Liberia. Now Liberia are scattered all over the world. Those who believe in those group of people will support them. Those are all who believe in President George Weah will support him. And I can tell you that all Liberian people we need to be patient. We need to support one another. Even if President Weah, God forbid, he doesn't win 2023, whoever the Liberian people elect, we should support the person. We should.
Thank you.
It's all we have. Why are we doing this? Go Ghana. People talking about Ghana. They're not the government. Ghanaian here, I know them. They put $2,000 together. 200,000. They go and build. That they're investing in the government. The government only create a pathway. And that's what President Weah wants to do. But no, Liberian will not give chance. They talk about money. Anytime the rate was going up and down. Why are we doing this to ourselves? So I'm telling you that Joseph Boakai, the Unity Party as a whole has no integrity because they sold their party to Johnson Sirleaf, who came and destroyed Liberian people. Everything that Liberia had, Liberia was supposed to do after the Civil War to rebuild Liberia. Liberty and Unity Party delivered the party to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. They used the party as a platform for them to destroy Liberian people. So Unity has no credibility in Liberia.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, this is Focus on Liberia. We are having a presidential debate. This is Presidential Debate 2023 between President George Manneh Weah and former Vice President Joseph Newman Boakai. President Weah is being represented by the chair lady of the women wing of CDC USA, Mrs. Constant G. Swen Duopo. VP Joseph Newman Boakai is being represented by an imaginary debater, Conan Doe. Mr. Seer.
Thank you. And Conan Doe is saying President Weah has a judgment problem, and it is a very serious judgment problem. And if only Constant Duopo, as a representative of her party, will be honest for once and state the facts about President Weah post-judgment, then Liberia will be making progress. Let's look at just few. President George Weah is in a fight with the vice president, his own vice president, that helped him to become president. Mind you now, President Weah contested in 2005. He contested in 2011 along with, what is his name?
Winston
Todman, and he did not succeed. Not until 2017, when he contested along with Joel Howard Taylor, he will go on to win. So this woman, from all indication, brought political capital. What is President Weah doing upon assuming office? He cannot speak to his own vice president. The vice president have told this story over and over. Even his party officials have joined him. Some of them, not all of them, want Vice President Joel Howard Taylor to be removed. I think that is poor judgment. The woman comes from the Pele tribe, which is the largest ethnic group in the Republic of Liberia. Taking off the ticket will be a big trouble for President George Weah, but President George Weah does not get it. I think that is poor judgment. Thomas Fala, let's say Thomas Fala have won. We will be talking about election. That is a complete contradiction for President Weah's own pro-poor agenda. And, you know, I mean, if you say you are pro-poor, it also means that you will be able to budget wisely, you'll be able to spend money wisely. So President Weah was, trying to fill one position with two elections. In other words, spending money two times to fill one election. That is poor judgment on his part. That's why he did with Sir Joseph. Sir Joseph got elected. The government spent a lot of money on that candidate, and then they went to look for another money to fill the position Sir Joseph was holding. That is a poor judgment on the side of President Weah. President Weah did not stop there. He went and begged Besonga Fini to go and contest in Grand Bassa County. What happened? Besonga could not win. Besonga now is begging him for him to appoint him again. Is that judgment? And for the mere fact that Besonga had a passport scandal hanging on here for President Weah to force it by all costs and feel that Fine who have won that election, that is another poor judgment. Let's come to the budget. You know, Manadopo said earlier that President Weah has Liberia at heart. Let's look at the budget and see whether President Weah, this is heart here, is on the side of the Liberian people. President Weah budget upon taking office was around $21 million, $6 million more than Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. The woman, he promised that he who have audited, he can't even audit the woman. Constant is here making the case that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and Joseph Yuman Boakai, they bankrupt Liberia, gang raped Liberia economically, but they cannot go and audit the very Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. You see the judgment problem? And even President Weah went ahead and graded Ellen Johnson Sirleaf 80%. So what is the issue now? When Ellen came up with this post, they tweet about opulence, President Weah in no time regained his memory and was able to narrate all of the things that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has done. In no time, what happened? George Weah did nothing. And so when it comes to who has poor judgment, President George Weah is the one that has poor judgment. If only my fellow debater here, who is eloquent on the issue here, will try to be a little more eloquent, she will be doing justice to the Liberian people. When it comes to judgment, President Weah does not have it. He's in studio, he's singing Liar Man, he's singing Happy Birthday, and this is what he's good at. That is poor judgment, and President Weah cannot even bring cup of rice down. This is a guy who lived in Negro Town, was eating gari with coconut. Cup of rice meant something to him at the time. He cannot even bring it down. Manadopo were talking that, the importers and all these people, business people responsible. Really? You control the commerce ministry. So when it comes to judgment, President Weah doesn't have it. Let my fellow debater here be a little bit honest for once, then Liberia will be in a better place. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, Anthony. I wish
I'm Conan though.
Conan, I hope in the future we have the real Conan and people from the Unity Party. But I would like to say one or two things before I close, here. We as Liberians, you're talking about President Weah did not bring. The difference with you and President Weah is that he's not emotional. He does not act when you think you want him to act. He's not a remote control that you can just remote control him wherever you sit and say you got to act. Before you even take people to court, you have to do your job. Even in America, you see people, they take 2-3 decades following one case because you want to make sure you have your evidence, you have everything when you present it, you don't want to spoil code. So I don't know why people are running with the idea that President Weah will not, talk to any President Weah will not. You just take office and the first thing you start to do is, I'm taking the ex-president to court, I'm doing this. That's not the right procedure. And that is why Liberian people, we always regretting our action because we're quick to act. We are very quick to act. Imagine what it would have done to Liberia after the inauguration of President George Weah. He said, you arrest Ellen Johnson and all or ex-ministers and stuff, we're going to take them to court for embezzlement. That's what we want to do. When are we going to learn to move forward? So what I'm saying to the Liberian people tonight, to Kona, is that Unity Party has no place even in the political arena in Liberia. Or party that can sell their party to outsiders just so that they can be in government, which means we can question their integrity, their sincerity. They have nothing that they call nationalism in their boom. They do not love the Liberian people. They do not understand the Liberian politics. They have nothing. They allow Ellen to use them and dump them. That's what Ellen did to them. And to close, I would say thank you for having me, President George Weah is one of the best presidents that we ever had in the Republic of Liberia. What we need to do as Liberians, even if you disagree, if you don't like him, work with him and let us rebuild our country. Let us begin to talk about what it means to be a Liberian, what it means to be a patriotic citizen of a country, what it really means. It means that even if you live abroad, you will try to encourage, you will try to invest, you will have civic communication with your leaders. You will try to make, because the thing is, what makes you educated is that you are able to navigate. That's part of your education. That's part of your skill. But if you are educated and you cannot even navigate any system that is not working, you are not able to convince the people that you think do not have skill, then we question your education, we question your skill. So I would like to end on this note that my fellow Liberian, I'm a true citizen. I believe in building. I believe in working. I am not one of those who can shy away from my responsibility. I'm not saying all is well. I know that there are places and areas that the president needs to make some adjustment, that the president has the authority. I cannot dictate to him, but we can suggest to him. We can say what we want to say. And those that the president entrusted with all these positions should try and work in the best interest of the Liberian people. With that being said, I would also like to say I'm contesting to be the chairperson of CDC USA. And we are hoping that we're going to rebrand CDC and that we will work with the president. We will try to promote the proper agenda, especially the agricultural sector, CDC USA, that's what we're trying to do. And we are encouraging oppositions to try and go back home and do and show what they can do instead of just sitting here and saying that they're promoting Darren. I don't like to talk about Darren Dillon. Darren Dillon is no different from any of these politicians who have failed, but because opposition want to prove something, they are investing in him. And I like to say we congratulate him on his win, and we hope that he will serve the Liberian people well, and that the Liberian people will serve themselves well. Liberians need to begin to reject what is wrong, to be wrong, and try to be good nationalistic citizens. Thank you for having me, and I look forward again for another debate with another political party, be it Unity Party or ANC. But Unity Party has lost their credibility. They turned over the party to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. She kicked them in the curve and destroyed their party. So thank you for having me, and thank our viewer for having us in the home. Thank you for listening. We disagree on issues, but we just need to keep it real. We got to be civic. All is not well, but we can make it well. Together as a team, we can make things better for Mama Liberia. Thank you again for having me.
Thank you, Mrs. Duopo. It was wonderful having you. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you so much for being here with us. There are some people who did not maybe understand the format of the debate. First of all, it is always a good thing for us to debate, for us to talk, because, as Dr. Formula said, our mouth is not gone. So it's better to talk. You could have your differences with the show, with the moderating and everything else, but it's always a good thing to talk. We had Conan Doe representing VP Boakai because we couldn't get anyone. So we were able to raise the side of VP Boakai, for better or for worse, so that gave Mrs. Duopo the opportunity to respond. And we want to thank both Conan and Duopo for their for the debate tonight. Last week we had Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings going against President George Weah. President Weah was represented by Jerome Gateman, and Mr. Cummings was represented by Benjamin Jonah. Next week, we're going to have another possible contender, Abraham Darius DeLong, going against President George Weah. We have the two candidates who were, or the two supporters who will be representing both candidates. So we are thinking into 2023 and saying, are these possible candidates? And they are going to be going against the incumbent. Keep your dial set here and focus on Liberia, where we educate, we elevate, and promote all things Liberia. Mr. C.
Dennis, thank you so very much. This time, I want to remind our audience that there's a brand new show coming here, focused on Liberia. It's called Q&A with Rabbi Monsieur Pade. This show starts next Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Mr. Rabbi Monsieur Pade is an opposition politician, and he will be here to make the case on all the developments in the country. You do not want to miss it. Also coming to focus on Liberia, another brand new show called The Liberian Dream. Everybody wants to live the American dream, but this time, the Liberian dream is possible. Only if we start talking about it and acting it later on, we will be able to live the Liberian dream. And some people might be living the Liberian dream already, but you have not heard about it. Mr. Leo Johnson will be driving that conversation here at Focus on Liberia. You do not want to miss it. Folks, again, we also want to announce to you tomorrow here at Focus on Liberia, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That is 9 p.m. GMT. We are having an educational series. Focus on Liberia present the Liberian educational system and development. We will have outstanding educationalists or educators here to discuss the Liberian educational system. Jackie Sayer will be here. Dr. Sandy will be here. Professor Isaac Zagulo will be here. And Tome Kans, I'm not recognizing, will be here. These 4 educationalists or educators will be here to dissect, analyze, and provide solutions how we can make education better in Liberia for our children, because it is through education, national healing, and not national healing, but development can take place, because when the minds are educated, development that we are hungry for will certainly come. And so, folks, this is how we will end the debate. For those of you who have some issues, we've been playing the role of Conan Doyle. Some of you just don't know. Where we said it's a difficult role. We reached out to Unity Party with all their big mouths. They couldn't give us a single person. Unity Party, USA, and Canada combined could not provide somebody to represent them. And we are a news network. We have to keep our program going. So we have to play Conan Doyle representing the Unity Party. And some of you are tearing me apart just to give you a show, to give you an intellectual exercise that we all can learn from. And you are bashing me. But I like when you guys bash me, because it energizes me, and I'm here always to do what I love to do.
And we'll
Dennis, we had a debate. Who won the debate? Did Conan Doyle win the debate, or Constant Dopo? Who won the debate?
We want our audience to weigh in. Conan Doyle versus Constant Dopo. Who you think won the debate? I think Conan brought out the best in Constance to push the agenda for the CDC or for the re-election of President Weah. I think personally, I think Constant has some strong point, but Conan was a pain in the back of the CDC supporters, and I like that. Really enjoy how they were coming at us because Conan kept pushing. And if we don't have anybody next time, as I said before, no one market can stop the show. We are focused on Liberia. We have what it takes to put our show for you.
This is all it takes. And so, folks, we will have to conclude the debate. Madam Dopo from the CDC, thank you for representing your institution and your candidate, President George Manor. We are in this debate. The debate comes on next Saturday. Do not miss it. This time around, Darius DeLong will be represented by his supporter. I believe that is Vanni Saki, and somebody from the side of President George Manor will also be here. I guarantee you, this time around, we will drop an opinion poll so that you all can vote for us to know the winner. Well, I am not the real Conan Doyle, so I can't claim victory yet, but I don't know who won. Folks, we have a song here that says, we are all Liberians. And this is what I want you to take from here today. That despite this debate, despite the opposing views, despite what you might have against us or anybody or their politics whatsoever, we are all Liberians. And then they get that song going for us because that song unites us. It is the song that unites that patriotism spirit within us. For like somebody continues to remind us there is one country that we cannot be deported from. And that country is Liberia. That song says we are all Liberian.
We are Liberian.